Okay, so today is October 21st of 2021, and let's just go over real quick the outlook for today and, well, Friday's price action as well as the outlook for today. Um, so last Friday, we actually had a pretty nice price action, but again, let's see here. Oh, jeez. All right, let's just go over today's outlook, and I'll go over last week's price action. So the outlook for the week remains the same. I do expect price to draw higher into maybe a new all-time highs on the ES, as well as maybe finally get a draw above this daily gap that I've been watching the past. I think it's the past month actually. Yeah, the past about the past month. Uh, Anyways, so last week we already closed above the constant encroachment of this weekly gap that I've been following the last. It actually created itself back in July, I believe. July, yeah, July. Yeah, okay. So back in July, created this weekly gap as well as this daily gap here back in July as well. Um, we swept buy side on both the 4 and the daily here. We also swept the previous monthly high here, created SMT at the highs. That's why I don't believe we draw higher immediately off the day off the week. I don't think this is a week where we draw higher at the beginning of the week. I think we draw lower first into some sell side, and whether it's this previous week high of relative equal lows on the daily or the low of Friday, that's yet to be seen. So I need to see some sort of sell side get swept first, along with some displacement higher. Um, so I will be watching these lows, more specifically this low here, like I said, Friday or Thursday's lows. But if we get displacement, then I do suspect to get the previous week low. Yeah, I do suspect the previous week low to get swept as well. But again, that all has to do with how price traded overnight. So right now, for me, the draw and liquidity are the highs, but I want to see these lows get swept. The higher time frame, the draw and liquidity are the highs, but the lower time frame, the draw and liquidity are the lows. So depending on what happened overnight, we'll see what happened. At at the 4 hour highs, we do have SMT, first stage SMT, second stage SMT on the lower time frame. We do have a 3 drive pattern on the 4 hour at the 4 hour highs, the 1 hour highs here. So so yeah, this SMT right here again. I think this SMT has to do with maybe sweeping these lows, and then we get the draw higher. But that has to do with what happened overnight. So let's connect the data and see what happened overnight. Okay, so as I suspected, price did draw lower first. Um, so right now, to me, the draw on liquidity are these lows right here. We do have SMT at the lows, but I want to see price retrace back to an imbalance. We do have relative equal highs at the highs. Okay, so even though I'm bullish for the week, because obviously higher time frame PD arrays, higher time frame order flow is bullish still. There is SMT at the highs, and so because of that, I am expecting price to draw lower. And so for me right now, the draw on liquidity are these previous day lows and eventually this previous week low. Now, again, if price, that's only if there's displacement lower. If there's no displacement lower, then I don't suspect for that to happen. We do have a 4-hour buy side swept. Again, buy side was swept, so now I want to see sell side get swept. And it's already done that on the weekly. I mean, it's already done that on the daily. It did that actually on the 4-hour buy side swept. ES NQ did not sweep that buy side. But again, if we're still bullish, then I don't suspect these lows to get swept. Not until later on into the later on. Yeah, later on. And so my draw on liquidity right now are these lows. We do have SMT at these lows as well. Yeah, we do have SMT at these lows as well. Right, where NQ swept. I think these are actually the London lows. No, never mind. So again, draw on liquidity are the lows. We have relative equal lows here. So one of ICT's rules is whenever you have right. PDH. We also have relative equal lows here. Relative equal highs. I don't even know why I put this here. Okay, so today, again, today I have no bias as of yet, because technically speaking, this is buy side right here. Well, minor buy side, and this is buy side. So this is buy side, sell side. Uh, we have relative equal lows here, relative equal lows here, relative equal highs. Uh, this low, so this is the SMT right here. We also have relative equal highs, relative equal highs, relative equal lows. Technically, these are relative equal lows. So, what do I want to see going into the sessions? I want to see if maybe we sweep buy side, minor buy side here, because we do have this range here, and this range here, right? So I want to see one of the pairs sweep one of these highs up here, these minor buy sides, and see what reaction we get off of that. Do we get displacement lower to attack these lows here, or do we continue to draw higher to attack these highs here? So I'm not interested in trading anywhere around here. I'm only interested in trading once price gets up here or down here. Once price does that, then I'll look to trade. But again, depending on what happens here going into the 0930 open and into the 10 o'clock macro, I think I'm almost positive that we do one of these pairs does sweep buy side. But I have to see first what it wants to do, or I have to see first what it does, if it actually does that. If it does neither, and it just displaces into this, and it just draws into this imbalance here, and then draws lower, then that's fine too, because this imbalance is right at 50% of this range here. I'm using this range because this range is the range that broke SMT last week, that drew SMT last week, along with this low here. So this low right here to me is very important. So I want to see what price does in between this range here. Again, my draw and liquidity are the highs, but on the lower time frame, I want to see what it does here at the lows first. I would like for it to draw these lows. Now, let's say for some reason it just continues drawing higher. If it draws higher, then here is where I would want to trade again. And if it draws up to here and I get a short, the only type of short I'm willing to take is a short up here somewhere into 50% of whatever range it is here. I'm not looking to assume that price will sweep the lows after it sweeps the highs, because one of the rules is from what's his name? One of the rules from ICT is whenever you have relative equal lows, which is this one and this one, and this one and this one, whenever you have relative equal lows or relative equal highs in the same vicinity, you just wait till one of them gets swept, right? You wait till one of them gets swept, and then you attack the other side, or 50% of that range, depending on your bias. So again, I do want to see what price does. We do have buyers were in control until it swept this buy side here. Same thing here. Buyers were in control until it swept this buy side here. Right now, sellers are in control, right? Sellers are in control, and we are this retracing. To me, this is a retracement, but again, um, during Asia and London, sellers were in control. So now that the New York Open is happening, buyers are generating liquidity. Buyers are generating liquidity since during Asia and London, sellers were generating all this liquidity here. So again, I'm not looking to get short until we draw higher. Let's go ahead and check out the 15-minute. If we come to sweep these lows, if we come down and sweep this low, not necessarily I expect this low to get swept, but maybe just this low, we show SMT on one of these lows, and then we draw higher. If we do that, then again, I'm only willing to get long down here, depending on which one. So actually, let's check out the 60-minute. I'm watching for something very specific. There you go. Here it is. Okay, so this order block right here is what I'm watching. Okay, no, load 4 hour. As you can see, there's no order block here. There is one here, but I'm not really going to listen to that. What I'm listening to is this order block here, because we are within a unicorn. And as you can see here, we have repeatedly respected this candle right here. We even closed above consequent encroachment or median threshold of this order block here. So we are respecting this unicorn here. And if we do draw higher, as you can see, we have standard deviation. So it could draw as high as up to here. But again, I do want to see a low get swept. I want to see some sort of SMT get drawn at these lows, or maybe even if we draw higher, we come back into 50% of the lows, and then at 50% of this range, whatever high gets drawn, then we see the SMT. Um, so as of right now, again, we swept this low, but I don't think this low is the low. So I think maybe we are drawing the low of the week this week. Uh, today. Um, but again, it all has today or tomorrow. But again, I do want to see a low get swept. Uh, let's see here. So I am watching this order block here. But again, I want to see what happens over here. Let's go ahead and draw this just in case. There is plenty of confluence here, but I'm not going to take that. We just opened. Yep, we just opened. This is BPR, balanced price range. Balanced price range here. So it's likely price does not come back down here if this balanced price range holds. I don't think we're going to get a setup today, at least not until the afternoon setup, because if this balanced price range holds, what that means is it's going to need more time to maybe consolidate here, uh, sweep a high, then sweep a low, and then draw higher. But if it continues going higher, then that's even better, because then we have some clear displacement where we could draw, where we could look into consolidation, sweep a high, sweep a low, and then we draw higher. We now have SMT at the highs. So I want to see how price closes here. At 10 o'clock. Nope, we're rejecting it. So let's see what it does if it comes down to 50%, which I don't think it does, but we'll see. Yeah, see, it's drawn higher. So at 9:45, what I want to see is I want to see how price closes up here, because it's already violated all of these bearish PD arrays here, and it's already violated the 3 candles that make up this gap here. So I want to see price close above, obviously, and then I want to maybe try and get a long later on. But again, it all has to do with how price closes here. So I'll be back. All right, I'm back. Okay, so I see we've retraced. Let's see how far how far higher it's gonna draw into. Well, it touched OTE here. Still has yet to draw into that. Um, 345. This is 345. Okay, so there is SMT between ES and Q and YM. YM has also not swept this high. E and Q has. So that's SMT. But again, I'm just too careful to want to trade at these highs. So no entry. That's better. 15 minutes is about to close. So the fact that we closed above these areas here, I don't expect price to come back down to these areas. Maybe as low as here, but I don't expect it to come down any further. Yeah, not even. I don't think it even comes down to this low here. Let's take a look at the 60-minute here. Yeah. Yeah, I don't like any of these. Right now, as it stands, this is the order block. Minor buy side here. So currently, the state of delivery right now is drawing from liquidity to imbalance right now. We're at imbalance right now. But I'm not interested here. If anything, we already took out buy side there. Let's take a look at the 5-minute. We already saw buy side, sell side here. This objective has already been met, so I can take that out. It's actually down here. This is where I like sell side. Technically speaking, this is sell side. Okay. Yeah, there's no clear draw right now for me because the objective has already been met on NQ. After you swept these highs here. But there is no clear draw for me. As you can see here, it swept this low here. Right off the open, this tiny SMT here. That's why I haven't drawn this yet, because that is technically my drawn liquidity actually. So no, nothing. What did ES do? Well, YM is drawing towards the lows, but it's now drawing towards the highs. Did hold consequent encroachment. It has it actually did meet the objective already. I don't know why it went away. Son of a biscuit. Here we go. Okay. Nah, even on the 15-second, there's nothing. Maybe one more sweep up here. Would be a 39-point move. Because I'm not comfortable shorting up here. Well, shorting at this breaker here. So I just want to see what it does after it sweeps this high here. Alright, Alright, so we just swept that high. Now I want to see price reject that. Maybe this candle turns into an inverse because it is the gap that was created after the sell side was swept. I mean after the consolidation. This could be institutional order flow entry drill, so let's see what it does afterwards. Let's get an order ready in case I decide to short this. 85.75. All I need to see is see price close below this area, and if I do get in, it's going to be a 15.50 stop. But again, it has to displace lower. Otherwise, price is drawing towards the highs. So now this becomes the objective. It looks like it's not happening. Okay, that's fine. Granted, we're still at this gap here. Ooh, okay, I think we might be getting something here. There we go. No, it can't be this. $48, $45.75, $85.75. Let's see how it closes. As soon as it closes below, I'm getting in. There's now tiny SMT down at the lows now, so okay, so this could be the area where it reverses. All right, I'm gonna get long here instead. My stop is this low here, tiny stop. Just because for some reason I feel like this is the stop run I was looking for. But again, it all has to do with how price closes there. All right, so I'm gonna short it now. All right, so now I'm short. This is the trade that I wanted. Okay. All right, so now my stop is up here. I want to see how it reacts here. I'll just take my stop. Because other than this 15-second, I'm not really too certain on anything else. So if I get stopped, then that's fine too. I'm playing off of this 15-second. But I need to see more displacement, otherwise I'm just going to get out. What does the 1 minute look like? The 1 minute is not as clear, but we'll see. I just need to see that displacement. And if ES sweeps this low when NQ does not, then I'll just take it off. I don't like this wedge we got forming here. All right, looks like I'm going to get stopped here. All right, I'm going to take my stop. As soon as it sweeps this high here, I'm going to take it off. Yep, maybe I am getting stopped. Okay. Yeah, okay. All right, I took it off now because again, this low was not swept on ES. It did, but maybe I took it off a little too early. Let's try it one more time. No, I'm not going to try it. I'm second guessing. So I'm better off just staying away. I'd rather see it on the 1 minute. Yep, I'm glad that I took it off. Because at this point, all of this consolidation is just not working for me. It's not the type of trade I would want to be in. Yep. So I'm glad I took it off here. Make it a smaller loss than I had expected. Now I know why I moved to. Actually, I didn't move it, but I'm glad that this. Yeah, let's just remove it. Better off that way. We're still at a disimbalance here. And right here. And it still held this breaker here. Let's watch it one more time. We have a tiny gap here. Okay, so this might be something here, something worth looking at. Along with this gap here, or this imbalance here. We have this here. This was it right here. Yep, we're drawn high. Drawing towards the highs. Yep. Okay. Oh man, this should have been my entry right here. Right here. All right. If it comes down to here, I'll jump in with a stop at this low here. Come on. Let me put it at 2.75. Okay, so I have a buy order here at 2.75. I want this this gap to get closed, but I don't think it does. No, I'm gonna stick to the original possible entry of 1.50. Yeah, damn. That would have been a beautiful entry. So why would this be my entry? Well, because we took out buy side here, sell side here, SMT here at these lows, between this low and this low here, right here, and Q did not sweep this low. So at this point, I'm not really too comfortable jumping in just yet. At least not until it gets into this area here. Yep, right here is where I want to get in. We might not come back. far away from the high. Oh, never mind. We already met the objective here. Okay, so now I'm paying attention even more now. Because NQ swept the high, ES did not. Actually, it did. Oh no, but not up here. Yeah, we have displacement to the highs. All right, you know what? I'm gonna call it an early day because, well, not an early day. I'm gonna come back for the 11 o'clock macro, and if nothing shows up then I'll come back for the 1300 macro. I'm pretty sure we'll have something then, because they're in Asia. Asia already just swept that high. That long would have been nice too, but I was a little too zoomed in. That's why I think I'm just gonna forget the 15-second all around. Hmm. I don't like any of these. Yeah, I think we're gonna sweep this high. Darn, definitely missed a good one here. I mean, it's only what, 4 points, but still, that's more than enough. Just saw it a little too late. It's my fault though. It's completely my fault because I was too zoomed in. This is the low right here. These two SMT areas. Let's see what it does here. All right, never mind. All right, so I'm gonna call it a morning there. I wasn't too sold on this long, because overnight, sellers were in control, swept these lows here, buy side, sell side, and then price came up and completed the objective. For the rest of the day, I will be looking for new highs, but I also want to see price retrace back into this order block here, to see what it does, what it decides to do afterwards. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll see you tomorrow.